Hello, and welcome to Freedom from Fire. I'm Fire Commissioner Lloyd Ayers with the Philadelphia Fire Department, and here at Freedom from Fire, we're here to talk to you about safety in the home, fire prevention, community risk reduction, and we have all types of topics so that we can continue to keep you enlightened and educated about staying free from fire. We bring to you every month personalities from the region, local personalities and experts, so that you can get it straight from those folks and understand how to stay safe. We also bring your local citizens so that we can talk about staying safe. One of the things I like to talk about is staying free from fire. One of the things I always mention to our citizens, that I always talk to our groups in the churches and the community, is the seat of safety. That seat of safety says that you can do these things and make sure that you and your family are safe. The first leg of that seat of safety is, or that stool, is the smoke alarm. Smoke alarms, you should have one on every level, making sure that you test them weekly so that you and your family can stay safe. You should make sure that you use the 10-year lithium battery powered smoke alarms so that you and your family can stay safe. The second important leg on that stool is this: making sure that you have a home escape plan where you sit down with your family, where you make sure that everyone understands the importance of knowing two ways out of each room in the house, making sure that you have a plan so that you can hear that smoke alarm, call 911, get everybody out of the house, and then go to that predetermined meeting place where you and your family can meet and count heads and make sure that everyone is out and everyone is safe. There, you can also tell the responding firefighters where the fire is, and if, God forbid, someone is trapped, you can tell them exactly where they were in the home. But what we want you to do also is take that third leg of the stool very seriously, and that is the home fire safety checklist. With that home fire safety checklist, you have 30 different items under 4 or 5 different areas that you can assess yourself. You can go around with a checklist, and the answer is either yes or no. Sometimes the projects you may have to get into, which could be electrical projects. It could be projects about how do you make sure that everyone smokes outside. It could be projects making sure that your heater is well taken care of, well maintained. But the idea is making sure that every box is checked yes, so that you and your family can be at their safest. So that home fire safety checklist, the third leg of the stool, and one of the most important legs, because that is truly community risk reduction. And lastly, we ask that you take the pledge, that you love your family, that you want to stay safe, and that you'll follow up with all of these things as an action plan. We could tell you and talk about them, but without the action, you won't be able to enjoy the benefit of being safe in your environment. Now, I'd like to introduce you to one of our very important people at the Fire Prevention Division. His name is Lieutenant Michael Grant. And one of the things that he does, he's part of a very important team in our community where they go out and they make sure that they take care of our citizens. And now, I'd like to introduce Lieutenant Michael Grant. Welcome to Freedom from Fire.
Well, thank you, Commissioner. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you. And I know that we have a very busy month. This is Fire Prevention Month. There's so many things that go on. And I'd like for you to talk to our citizens about what's going to happen this month. Now, I know the first thing that we have is a proclamation, I believe on the 3rd of October. Talk to us about it.
Yeah, the Mayor of Philadelphia every year for Fire Prevention Week signs a proclamation declaring that it's Fire Prevention Week so that all the citizens will be aware that this is a time we want to focus on fire safety in the home, in the community. And it kicks off a whole slew of events that we have scheduled for this month, as you all know.
Excellent. Now, after the proclamation, I'm sure that we're going to have some fun, and that is on the 5th, that Friday night, we have a fire prevention dinner dance.
Yes, the formal dinner dance. It's our way of saying thank you to the people that worked with us in fire prevention from outside of the department, our corporate partners, our people not just in the business community, but in academia. Anyone who's served on the Citizens for Fire Prevention Committee, these are people that have helped us promote our mission and get the word out to the people of Philadelphia about fire safety. We gather together and we have an evening of awards and music, dancing, great food. It's always a good time.
Well, absolutely. I've enjoyed the fire prevention dinner dances for a long time. And also the Citizens for Fire Prevention Committee, who helps to sponsor that and make sure that we have a great time. And it's a big fundraiser for the Citizens for Fire Prevention Committee as well.
Yes, that's true.
Okay. Now, how about the SEPTA? We have our regional partners, and I know that we have something coming up with the SEPTA car cards.
Yes, I believe that this year SEPTA's printed up 2,500 of car cards. They're going to be on trolleys, buses, and trains throughout the SEPTA system, and they'll have our new fire safety app slogan on there, which well, I guess we'll get to. But it's a great way for citizens to be reminded every day as they commute about fire safety, and in this instance about the availability of resources to help them learn about fire safety.
Yes, we're going to be kicking that off on the 10th of October, and we're going to have a big gathering. We bring the children together, we bring the SEPTA hierarchy down, and we just blast that car card off, and we'll have guests like Gentry and Safety Paws,
Yes,
right?
yes, the SEPTA mascot.
Yeah, so we'll have a great time. Now, Firefighter of the Year, a very important, actually an event that we lift up every year. That's going to be October the 12th?
Yes, the Philadelphia Fire Department Historical Corporation Board each year selects, as you know, a member who has distinguished themselves in firefighting or fire safety, and they award them with the Firefighter of the Year award, which is, well, it's a very prestigious thing. I've known some of the Firefighters of the Year over the last 10 years that have been down at fire prevention, and it's a pretty elite group. So you get that award, that's, you know, it's not just your peers, but it's people outside of your normal realm that recognize the fact that you've done something that's really important.
Yes, and the Fire Museum, it takes place at our Fire Museum down at 2nd and Quarry, one of the gems of the community, and it's quite a celebration. We really enjoy it.
Yes, and you're right, the Fire Museum, it's one of the little known gems in the community, and the fact that the admission is free at all times is something we should mention, I think, too, because you know, we have some great exhibits down there. We have the room upstairs for the kids where they can dress up as firefighters. We have the picture-taking station. I think we have Franklin's original hand pumper down there from one of his old fire companies. There's a lot of great things down there to see. The helmet collection. It's one of my favorite places in the fire department.
Okay, now one of my favorite events during Fire Prevention Month is, of course, the citywide fire drill. You want to talk about it? Something special this year. What's going on?
Well, I guess just to lay the groundwork by saying traditionally, the citywide home fire drill, we would select a family in a neighborhood and ask them to demonstrate a home evacuation for the cameras, and then that would be the signal for the rest of the city to join in. Over the last few years, we've gone to some unique facilities. We've used a fraternity house. Last year, we used a senior apartment building. And this year, we've come up with a concept called Dump the Dorms, Smart Mobs for Fire Safety. We're going to accent campus fire safety this year, and what we're doing is we're going to colleges in the city, and they're going to actually evacuate whole dormitories. One college, I believe Drexel University, will be evacuating 4 dormitories and 10 fraternity houses. Temple's going to be on board. I believe LaSalle will be involved.
Yes.
And University of Pennsylvania as well. At one time, we're going to have thousands of kids around the city evacuating, showing, you know, the proper procedure for getting out of a building. Then after that, we'll sound the alarms and give out a signal over the social networks, which would be Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and we're going to ask others in the region to join in as well 15 minutes later. So I have no idea how many people we're going to reach, but it's going to be the biggest citywide home fire drill we've ever done.
Absolutely, and I know that the smartphones are going to be buzzing and just connecting people and doing a very positive thing. We stop and we look at it. We start, and I know you've been a part of it, at the kindergarten level, at the pre-kindergarten level, where we start to teach our citizens fire prevention. And now, here we are taking a big jump into the first level of, first level of education after high school, which is the colleges, and we're going to actually dump those dorms. So that reinforces something that we've been giving our citizens for a long period of time. and I think it's a great event. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, it's going to be a first. I think it's going to be great. We'll see if the social networks really play a key factor like we think they will in this, a real-time test of what we can do with that network.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. It should be very, very nice. Now, we have another special event coming up, which might be my second best. Sometimes I'll switch them up. It might be my first. That is on October the 21st. What is that?
Well, October the 21st is the Safety Exposition Muster and Radio Interoperability Seminar.
Said like no one else could say it.
Or what we fondly call the muster.
Absolutely.
A gathering of fire departments and people who are in the industry from around the region who gather together up at the Fire Training Academy in Northeast Philadelphia for a day of food, music, fun, competition, expositions. It's just a great day to see old fire trucks, contemporary fire trucks, watch people compete in different firefighter drills, quickest dress, straightest stream, fastest water. We have great food brought in from Sweet Lucy's and Jack's Firehouse Restaurant, and you know, those places, they can cook.
Absolutely.
We've enjoyed their food for years. We have some great bands showing up this year. Mike LeCompte's bringing LeCompte up. The favorites that we've had for years, the Shanties, will be there. We'll have a string band as well. We have an all-police band that we saw at the Thrill Show this year. District Blue, okay. They volunteered to play, so we put them on for the 1 o'clock show. It's just going to be a good day. We've got a free kids zone, of course. You bring the children out. There's inflatable houses for them to play in. They can dress up like firefighters, take their picture, in real bunker gear, mind you. We have the fire safety smokehouses there, and there's usually at least 2 of those where your child can learn about home evacuation
yes.
and then go through a practical home escape. And it's very important at that age you get that hands-on experience.
Yeah, well, I find that the children, and as well as the adults, they love the smoke trailers. They go in, they get a chance to look at what they should do just in case a fire breaks out. And we do it with the theatrical smoke and everything, getting low, crawling around. And it's just a marvelous time. And it's starting to become one of the key events in the region for the city of Philadelphia. The mayor comes in early in the morning and he starts the muster, and we just have a great time all day long. And we have all of those beautiful fire trucks from all over the region come in, and they're judged, and we actually give out some really nice trophies.
Oh yes, yes. They judge contemporary pieces, classic pieces, custom pieces. Almost everybody who comes up there is entered in some sort of a competition with their piece. And some just bring it to show, like the one that comes up with the hot tub on it. I mean, it's a novelty, but it's a great thing to see.
It's a great time. Now, one of the things I'd like to talk about, Lieutenant, is the safety cube for our seniors. You want to explain what that is?
Well, the Senior Safety Cube grew out of the Child Safety Cube. We had a grant 3 years ago from FEMA where we purchased 40,000 cubes that we use to teach children fire safety with.
Yes.
It's a hands-on toy, but it's also a learning device, and it's something that they really took to. We distributed the cubes and we gave the fire safety program. We put over 40,000 children through the program and through the smoke trailer. And we saw that fire fatalities in school-age children dropped dramatically.
Absolutely.
I believe it was 0 one year.
Yes.
And we had 1 or 2, which these were numbers we had never seen before. I think the year I came down to fire prevention, we had 16 kids die in fires. So it had quite an impact on it. But we also noticed that their parents and their grandparents couldn't stop playing with the cube when we brought it out. So we said, well, if they like it, let's see if we can design one for them. So we went back to the artist and we came up with a senior fire safety cube, very similar to the children's, but there's some things in here that are germane to an older person. Escaping around your present abilities, clutter in the home, avoiding, blocking your escape paths.
Yes.
Watching that you don't wear blousy clothes when you cook, another problem we have with seniors. And it's all addressed on the cube, and it's done in a fun way that when they use it and manipulate it, each time they see a different fire safety message, and it reminds them of what they should do.
Well, I will tell you that the fire safety cube is a great item. The children love it. Now our seniors love it, and it helps them with that manual dexterity
Yes.
as well. So it's very positive. So I want to say thank you for being here with me today. A great time at letting our citizens know exactly what's going on. And we'll be right back with Freedom from Fire. So thank you for being with us during this segment.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Commissioner Lloyd Ayers with the Philadelphia Fire Department, and I'm joined by Mr. Cal Rudman, philanthropist and president of the Cal and Lucille Rudman Foundation, also honorary fire commissioner of the Philadelphia Fire Department. Together with Drexel University's Antoinette Westphal College of Media Arts and Design, we are able to present to you the Philadelphia Fire Safety App. This app can be accessed through your desktop or laptop computer, but what's really convenient is you can get it on your smartphone. This app is loaded with useful information covering a vast array of subjects relevant to you and anyone who has ever had a question about the Philadelphia Fire Department or emergency services they can provide. Let me tell you about some of the features on the app. There's a fire safety checklist, a list of over 25 questions that help you check to see if your home or apartment is safe. There's an emergency preparedness section dealing with tornadoes, hurricanes, terrorism, and even earthquakes. There's a dorm safety section. This gives you general information about safe dorm living and what you should be thinking about should the fire alarm sound in your building. There's a section about the emergency services that the fire department provides, along with EMS and CPR tips, and a very handy hospital locator. The Red Cross entry can give you immediate, on-the-spot, step-by-step treatments for common first aid emergencies. And don't think our information app doesn't consider every member of the family. There's even an entry for and about your pets. Today, I'm just giving you a snippet of what you will find with our new fire safety app. What I really enjoy telling you is it's all free. Cal, you've been pretty patient. What would you like to tell our friends?
Hey, fire safety app, stay alive with that.
That's right, Cal. To get the new fire safety app, go to freedomfromfire.com/FSapp. Again, that's freedomfromfire.com/FSapp. And oh yeah, did I tell you it's free?
Well, I heard that.
Welcome back to Freedom from Fire. I'm Fire Commissioner Lloyd Ayers, and during this segment, we're going to talk to one of our fire safety representatives. They are those wonderful people out in our communities, in the blocks, that are knocking on the doors, assisting us in finding those who need assistance, and they are wonderful, wonderful volunteers. And we're going to talk to a special volunteer today, and that is Mr. Willoughby. Mr. Anthony Willoughby, welcome to Freedom from Fire.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you for having me on the show.
All right, well, tell me a little something about yourself. What block do you represent?
I represent the 2300 block of South 63rd Street. That's in Southwest Philadelphia.
Yes.
It's a small block, but we're located between Woodland and Elmwood, which is a very busy corridor. We're really fortunate that the fire company is actually right around the corner from the block I serve.
Absolutely. That's not the case with everyone. So we always talk about being safe. No matter how far the fire station is from your block, you should be safe, and you should have that opportunity to be free from fire. Now, I understand that your block has a very special track record. You want to talk to us about it?
Sure. For the past 12 years, there's not been a single fire fatality or fire incident on our block. And I would like to think that that's because I've been a fire safety rep, but I think that's because people are better educated now than they were years ago about things that are at their disposal. Fire detectors, carbon monoxide detectors, and there's more communication. People aren't as apprehensive about people knocking on their door and saying, hey, I want to help you, save you and your family's life.
Well, I'd like to say it's because of you. Reaching out and touching folks and letting folks know that it is about family. It is about the block. It is about community. It is about neighborhoods. It's about a great city and an opportunity to do what you can do where you are. So I salute the good work that you do. Now, what about getting out, knocking on the doors, the interaction with the fire department?
Well, it's funny, a number of years ago, the big billboards that were up in the city, there was a big billboard up saying we need fire safety reps. And I walked out my house, I looked up, I said, wow, they need fire safety reps. I simply called the number, and the guy said, well, we need to get you signed up, come around to the fire station. And that's what I did. I went to the firehouse. And a funny story, I went around there, the first day I went around there, I was really enthusiastic, so I wasn't dressed like I am. I had on a t-shirt and shorts, and I went around, I said, I'm here to get the smoke detectors, give out to the block. The guy looked at me and said, we don't give them out like that. He said, you just tell us the houses. So what I did was I went and knocked on the doors of all my neighbors, told them what was gonna happen. I said, we're gonna sign up, make sure we don't have fires on this block. Everyone was extremely enthusiastic. Almost every house signed up. What I did not know was how they came out to put the smoke detectors in. So the story is I signed up, everything was in place. They said they were coming, and I looked up and a hook and ladder pulled up on the block.
Okay.
There's this huge fire truck on the block, and I did not tell my wife this was going on. So she comes up and she's startled because the first house they went into is our home. So she pulls up and she's a little hysterical, like, what's going on? I said, no, dear, they're putting in smoke detectors. And they proceeded to do the whole block. I think that really brought our block closer together.
Absolutely.
It did. I think people really saw that we really cared. Not just myself, but everybody on the block cared, because this is not something one person can do. Everyone on the block. So when someone new moved on the block, they said, hey, there's a guy you can talk to that can absolutely help you get smoke detectors. And those things are important. And that's something I'm really proud of, the fact that there have been no fires on the block, no fire-related fatalities. And it doesn't take but a minute for something like that to happen. So this program really does help save lives.
Absolutely. Mr. Willoughby, I just want to say thank you for what you do. Stay the course. Continue to help folks, because they're looking at good citizens that are out there like yourself, that are caring and that go the extra mile to make sure that you can stay safe. Drives those property values up too. Okay, so right now I'd like for you to help me with the citizens taking the pledge to keep their families safe. And I'm going to ask them to raise their right hands. And Mr. Willoughby, we're going to give them the pledge. Are you ready?
Absolutely, Commissioner.
Would you raise your right hand and repeat after me? I love my family, and I am responsible for their safety. Therefore, I pledge to have at least one working smoke alarm on each level of my home. I pledge to test the battery once each week and replace it or the smoke alarm as needed. I pledge that every family member will sleep with their bedroom door closed. I pledge to develop and practice a home escape plan. I pledge that if I cannot afford smoke alarms, I will contact the smoke alarm hotline by calling 311. All this I solemnly pledge. And thank you so much, Mr. Willoughby. I'm glad that you could make Freedom from Fire. And to our citizens, I'd like to say, you've heard it from Mr. Willoughby. You've had a chance to hear from our great Lieutenant Michael Grant. in the earlier segment, it's all about your safety. It's all about doing the things that you have to do to keep your family safe. Again, don't forget that four-legged stool is a real key to staying safe. The smoke alarms, you have to have them, one on each level. You have to have a home escape plan so that your family can get out just in case of a fire. You must go through a home fire safety checklist so that you can prevent the fire from happening in the first place. And lastly, take the pledge to do all of these action items and ensure that you and your family is free from fire.
Thank you, Commissioner.